Welcome back, Wolfpack. Brolis here, more Spooky Cup. Let's go. And it's going to be with Marcus this time. So I see the Fan Rotom. Now, I'm 90% sure Fan Rotom is only used for trolling, so we're going to see how this Rotom ends up doing. And the Noivern. Noivern is a Pokemon I feel every once in a while its potential is just unlocked in the right scenario, and it does a lot of really cool things. Very fast Pokemon. Maybe a bit lacking on that special attack, but it can still get some work done. So Gramble with that Intimidate going to drop the attack. Doesn't really matter in this situation, but Noivern doesn't want any of that Gramble, and Gramble, actually a very surprising Pokemon. I didn't expect to see it, but it seemed like a lot of the really successful teams tried to find a way to incorporate it in some way because the Play Rough, you had Stab Play Rough that was just devastating Dark-type Pokemon, so it got to make it work, and that's going to be the Thunder Wave from the Rotom. So we're going to see those hacks start to get in motion right there. Ooh, interesting. I was wondering what the Spiritomb was going to do. Now, if Noivern stayed in, it would have had a bad day with that Snarl. So Snarl support with the Intimidate. I mean, this is an Arcanine kind of like Intimidate combo-y thing, but adapted to the Spooky Cup. We're seeing a lot of substitution here, and it's actually making it to where we get a really diverse game. I mean, we're going to see the Spiritomb go for work, and Rotom with the Electro Web. That's actually very surprising to me. I was expecting like Confuse Ray, Air Slash shenanigans, but no. Going to lower the speed right there, and Golbat with the Attract. Oh, who knew in the Spooky Cup we would find a better love story than Twilight? I mean, Spiritomb's in love, and it's immobilized by love. Immediately, the attraction so strong, the female Golbat pulling out the shenanigans to the Spiritomb. Now we can see what Rotom does. Rotom genderless, so it is kind of protected from the force of love. And more Electro Web. What? Okay, like I have no idea what this Fan Rotom is up to. It also doesn't really have that many stats if you look at it. The hit points are really low. Golbat, there's the Confuse Ray. So yeah, we can't get the Thunder Wave onto the Rotom, so that's the only way we can keep its speed down. And Rotom isn't going to hit itself in confusion. No, it gets the Thunderbolt off, but Golbat with that Eviolite barely takes around half, so that's going to be pretty solid. Spiritomb in love, going to get the Will-O-Wisp onto Golbat as well. Oh wait, not Golbat, the Rotom. So Rotom gets burned, and that's just going to be a little bit of leftovers heal right there. So we get to see how the Golbat deals with this. So Spiritomb has a chance of just being immobilized. Confusion can wear off, but those are like the trade-offs right there. 50% chance on both Pokemon, and still with that Electro Web. I'm trying to figure out what it's going to accomplish. Like, they're already the slowest Pokemon on the field. And does Rotom have, like, the Pain Split or something? And that's going to be Golbat with the Roost. So, status out both of the opponent's Pokemon, and then you just go for that Roost. Spiritomb surprisingly hasn't been paralyzed yet with all this on it. And Rotom hits itself in confusion, and now it's going to start snowballing right here. What happens to the Spiritomb? Spiritomb does get the Will-O-Wisp onto Golbat. Now, Golbat isn't going for direct damagey things, so the Will-O-Wisp doesn't seem too bad, but it will hurt the tankiness in the end. And what is this battle turning into? I mean, it's just the same it's still a 4v4 right now, and just a very long tank battle is what it's feeling like right now. So Golbat going to take some burn all around, and there's the Air Slash from the Rotom. So Confusion stacked with the Air Slash. Are we going to get that flinch? Are we going to... Oh, Golbat's got Air Slash as well. Okay, I did not see that coming. I was expecting like the Super Fang, but this is just the ultimate timeout stall. It was what it looks like right here. Like, what is going on? So Snarl, small amount of damage, but that burn, I feel like the burn is going to do more work than anything else. So special attack drops, that's going to hurt the damage, but it really doesn't mean too much. So leftovers gain into the burn drop. But yeah, Rotom, chance of getting flinched, chance of getting confused. Same with Spiritomb, like it has a lot of paralysis and the love going on its side. So that's kind of it right now. And Golbat with the burn. What is going on with this battle? So Rotom with the Air Slash. I mean, I don't know what's going on. Like, it's just a long game. So there's the Citrus Berry. Going to drag it out just a bit more, and that's going to be Golbat with the Roost. So just kind of preemptively, you know, needs to heal up, needs to make sure nothing bad really happens right there. And we are going to just see, does Rotom get flinched out? Does it hit itself in confusion? A little bit of damage on the Rotom. So small battle of gains right now, and just ultimate craziness. So we could throw down the Confuse Ray onto the Spiritomb or something, you know? We could do whatever in this situation. Oh man, I feel like Like, okay, so what happened was in the comment it said the opponent was trying to timer stall. So I wonder when that began. Probably sometime around now when the opponent's not getting an attack off and isn't going to switch and let other craziness happen. So Rotom going to be hurt by the burn, taking more damage from burn than anything right now. Golbat does have the Roost sustain, and Rotom going to throw out the Air Slash. So, you know, you use the Electro Web and Air Slash, that's going to work out just fine. I think that maybe the extra Electro Web was to try to predict that switch, but realize the opponent isn't switching out, and that's going to be Rotom flinching and Spiritomb being immobilized by Love. So, chip damage into like nothing right here. So yeah, maybe the opponent's trying to timer stall, and then we're gonna see what happens. Like, if the opponent loses a Pokemon, that could be bad. If Golbat gets like a heavy Roost, there might be enough effective hit points. There's the Rotom with the Pain Split. I was about to say, Rotom has to have the Pain Split. If it's running the Electro Web, if it's running this weird set, has to have some form of sustain right there. And with this small amount of damage, you know, Pain Split's going to actually heal quite substantially, and that's going to be the burn. So Rotom's confused, actually gets a move off. Thunderbolt's onto the Fan Rotom, so going to get a solid chunk of neutral damage right there. And Spiritomb going to Pain Split it right back. So Pain Splitting into his own Rotom? I have no idea what's going on right there. Maybe trying to heal Rotom because might not have anticipated the Pain Split from Rotom. Trying to heal up the Rotom, the Rotom with Golbat doing things. I have no idea what is going on right now. Rotom going to take a bit more from that burn, so I mean, the Pain Split can come up once again. Golbat all has to do is Roost, and Rotom with the Pain Split. So going to soak off that Spiritomb, and here's where having the lower hit points kind of works out. Going to do some more damage to that Spiritomb. Going to also go like heal up a bit. So it works out in that situation. I feel like this Rotom is fairly frail, but it's not looking like it's doing a lot of damage, so it might have some speed. I want to know the EVs on this Rotom. Very, very curious of this one. Yeah. So Rotom, ooh, taking damage from that Snarl right there. But you know, after all that double focus, doesn't matter. Leftovers going to heal up the Rotom, and burn going to drop it into a really good situation right here. So yeah, Spiritomb heals up. That's gonna be good, but Rotom might get a pretty substantial heal right here. So yeah, dropping down the 6 hit points, but we know it's faster, and Golbat, it can just get that free Roost. So everything's looking pretty good right now. Rotom with the Pain Split, going to hit the other Rotom, get close to half, and that Rotom takes damage, and Golbat's going to Roost. Now what you can do is you can Roost Golbat, and then Pain Split it up maybe? Take that gamble while they're immobilized, while they're getting chunked out, you know? All we need to do is like lay down that confusion onto the Rotom. Ooh! Ooh, Spiritomb getting paralyzed right there. Doesn't even get a chance to be immobilized by the Love. Rotom with the 4 hit points. Oh, it's not going to have enough to survive the burn. That's a bit unfortunate right there. So it looks like we're not going to have a full battle of just the same 4 Pokemon stalling each other out. Rotom though, I see where there's potential, but I feel like it's just too little damage overall. Like Air Slash, even without the Snarl, wouldn't be doing too much. And now Noivern comes in. Noivern isn't going to get that heavy cleanup. So we already know the items right there. Citrus Berry was burned, leftovers. Frisk doesn't really do anything. His Rotom has the Protect, and Noivern with the Dark Pulse. So Rotom's going to protect that, interestingly enough. And Confuse Ray Reset going to be blocked right there. Spiritomb is going to get the Pain Split off onto the Noivern. I'm not expecting a substantial heal. Yeah, Spiritomb doesn't have a super amount of hit points. It wasn't really missing a lot either. Maybe if it took damage that turn, it would have been nice. But Noivern's still going to look pretty healthy, and Golbat taking a little from the burn. Like, Golbat's playing a lot of that stally kind of hacks with the track, so we're not seeing the Super Fang damage. But there we go. That's going to be Noivern. Lands a critical hit, but still gets huge damage onto the Rotom to finish it off. And now we're starting to balance this out right here. Confuse Ray. There's the Spiritomb shutdown that I've been waiting for. Confuse Ray. Love. Paralysis. Air Slash. I mean, Noivern can throw out the Air Slash as well. That's going to be a little damage on the Spiritomb from the Confuse Ray. But leftovers with that Pain Split, making it tanky. What is happening with this battle? Like, so little is being done, but so much is still happening, and that's going to be the Granbull. Granbull's female, though, so it's not going to have that chance for love right there. Are we going to get enough speed, though, to make this count? So Noivern's going to Protect. If he eats up that Play Rough, we might be able to see that Confuse Ray start to come into play. Golbat, there's the Confuse Ray. So yeah, actually going to be faster than the Granbull in this situation. Oh man, Granbull might do some damage to itself. Ooh, unless it's carrying the Lumberry. So there's the Play Rough. That's not going to work, but now we already know, you know, if Noivern just throws out the Air Slash. We outspeed on that Confuse Ray. We might be safe for the turn. Then Golbat goes for the Roost. Spiritomb going to be open for whatever it's trying to do. Snarl will be bad on the Noivern, but Spiritomb has like no chance of doing anything in these turns right now. Between the Confusion, the Love, the anything. Flamethrower onto Granbull, maybe trying to squeeze out a burn right there. We're not going to see that, but we still see the Confuse Ray. I would have liked to see the Air Slash right there, but if Granbull like hits itself in Confusion, it doesn't matter anyway. So taking that chance. And are we going to get that 50%? Ooh, the play rough is actually going to land. So now we're playing from behind right now. 2 Pokemon down. And I see, okay, now this is probably where the opponent started timer stalling if he already wasn't. It's like, okay, he's 1 Pokemon up. So yeah, 1 Pokemon up, need to take out the Spiritomb. That's going to be pretty hard. Brambull's not the tankiest of Pokemon though, so that might get into something. And Golbat can't really switch out, can't reset the special attack. Has to recover this turn, so has to hope for the best, but Sharpedo. Ooh, Sharpedo's going to be in some deep water if that play rough would go off, but the Waterfall, not going to be enough damage to take out the Granbull, but the Air Slash going to not do enough either. Granbull snaps out of Confusion, goes for the Earthquake. What? I don't understand that decision. Play rough, I guess maybe trying to just not take a chance, you know, having to do with the 10% chance to miss with all the other things going on. I don't know, maybe the opponent choked a bit right there. I don't know what the idea of that Earthquake was. The play rough would have been pretty substantial, but Golbat hurt by the burn. Going to have to do something about it. Sharpedo gets a speed boost, and we are not going to see too much. The Spiritomb snaps that Confusion, still going to be in love. Is it immobilized by love? Yes, it does not get a chance to Shadow Sneak right there, or Sucker Punch, or whatever. And that is going to be the Waterfall onto Granbull. Granbull does go down. And Golbat gets the Roost, so Golbat does not go down. Man, how many Will-O-Wisp turns has this thing endured, you know? It's an eighth of its health every turn, and it's lasted more than 8 turns. So the power of Sustain right there. And Golbat going to do its thing. So we're going to just kind of watch the rest of this go out. Sharpedo, there's the speed boost. Volcarona. So now we see Volcarona come onto the field. Spiritomb's paralyzed, and Sharpedo's with the Waterfall. So Sharpedo going to hit it super, going to try to do what it can. And whoa! The damages come out. Volcarona with the Focus Sash of all items. Giga Drain onto the Sharpedo. Going to carry that Giga Drain and take out the Sharpedo. Oh no, this is where things are going to get clutch. Like the Air Slash, that should pick off Volcarona. Oh, Golbat actually going for the Confuse Ray instead. So Confuse Ray and Air Slash still just as good. Volcarona can knock itself out. Won't be able to Roost, won't be able to do anything. Worst case scenario. Spiritomb, you know, can get paralyzed, immobilized by love. Pain Split, recover. All sorts of really interesting things going on right now. So yeah, depending on that last turn, you know, if he does... Oh, yeah, that's Volcarona hitting itself in Confusion. Not enough, though. Golbat going for the Roost. And, I guess, like, yeah, Spiritomb, it has to, like, get that Pain Split off to make sure the hit points are even, and then the Will-O-Wisp is going to seal the deal. But immobilized by love right there, not going to get another chance. And then Volcarona's going to go down to the Air Slash. Has to go down to the Air Slash, you know. Well, actually, no, it has a chance to not hit itself in Confusion, get the Roost, but it does hit itself in Confusion twice in a row. Now, I guess that's kind of what you have to bank on right there. So, does Golbat go for it? Oh, went for the Air Slash instead, but now Spiritomb, you know, has to deal with the Flinch, has to deal with the Love, has to deal with the Thunder Wave. Doesn't get a chance to equalize it on the Pain Split right there. And now we're going to see Golbat take that burn damage. How's Golbat going to deal with the Spiritomb? Oh! The timer runs out, and the opponent actually doesn't get a chance to get that Pain Split equalization, and the battle just ends like that. So yeah, timer stall was legit, but Volcarona, the ultimate hacks out. Like, Spiritomb didn't even attack half the time, but that makes sense, you know. 25% with that 50% chance, he's not going to get a chance to attack. He's going to miss more than he lands, and just weird stuff overall. Like, I don't even know what to describe that battle. But that's that status game for the Spooky Cup. So if you guys enjoyed this video, some of you might not, a little bit of RNG in this one. And I hope to see you guys in the next Fan Fridays coming up in just a bit.